Standing in line to hear the shoot tonight, and there's a light on, heavy glow. By the way, I tried to say I'd be here with my shoot brother. That's right. Let's shoot.
Shoot.
Let's shoot. That's right. We are not the Red Hot Chili Peppers. We are the Red Hot Shoot Brothers. Coming in hot here on your American Thanksgiving week. I know you guys love it down there, and it's my tradition. I'm not even American, but I always love to watch planes, trains, and automobiles, as I have stated on this show. But that's not why we're here. We're here for wrestling. This is a wrestling podcast, the only one hosted by myself, Mike the Shoot Shepherd, Cameron, Black Friday Osborne.
Bang, bang. Black Friday, baby. Get your deals. Get your deals now.
That's right. We're here. We survived. We survived the series of matches that took place on Sunday and everything else during the week in between. Last time.
Not only did we survive, Mike. Sorry, I got to interrupt you right there. For us to kick off this episode, 158, by the way. Now this happened in the midst of shooting last week. We survived the releasing part 5, but there were 7 or 8 superstars on the list who did not.
Yeah. So what was it? Was that the Hit Row release? And
all of Hit Row.
Or was that the week before?
Yeah, all of Hit. Yeah. Oh my. Yeah. Seriously.
All of Hit Row.
I fucking at this point. What is it? What's the difference?
Yeah, but I mean that one's so. First they released B-Fab, and then like a week later they released the rest of them. Meanwhile, they just called them up and did all these promos and shit. And yeah, I just don't get it.
Weird.
And John Morrison, he was another big one. He spent all year getting that Johnny Drip stuff over, and then they just cut it off.
As soon as the Miz leaves, they kick him out. Yeah, a whole series of releases right when we stopped recording the show. I think I texted you. This is the second time this might have happened, so I pray to God that nothing happens in the middle of this show, because if they do, I think I saw the recent reports are 82 cuts in the last, I guess, since the big first one. 82 different people, professionals.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But, at this point, it can happen anytime, anywhere, probably during this recording, as you said. But.
As we speak, this could be happening. So let's get into the podcast. Then let's wrap this up super quick because I don't want to be held responsible for more people losing their jobs. Let's kick off the show the way we always do, which is by crowning a brand new Tweet of the Week champion. It's the Tweet of the Week. It's the Tweet of the Week. Hey, ho, ho, because a few weeks ago, I guess it was the most recent set of releases, this champion won the crown, and they're taking it right back from AEW. I think this is the first time we have like 2 and 3 weeks. To your brand new Tweet of the Week champion, the artist formerly known as Frankie Monet, that I think we're just going with Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah, the wife of John Morrison.
Of Jomo. So I think a couple weeks ago, she herself was let go after, again, like a confusing build to nothing and a dog. And she won the crown when she got fired and decided to play some Monopoly. But she wins the crown again this week for tweeting out to her entire audience, "Yo, fuck them." With a lot of extra O's and U's and K's. Taya Valkyrie and John Morrison, though, so both these recently released WWE superstars. But man, I gotta say, nothing is hotter on the scene as the real life wrestling couple. You never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
No, I mean John Morrison especially. I think he's got plenty of left to give, and why not bring in? I mean, AEW can always use more women, so
of course, more experienced women. She has she's won stuff in Mexico, I think.
Yeah, I believe it.
I think that's what I saw. She was kind of their whatever the AAA champion, women's champion is. So she has some pedigree behind her. Although we didn't see it in WWE, I think it's still there.
Yeah, we didn't really get much of a chance. So
who knows? But either way, Ty Valkyrie, you're this week's Tweety League champion. Hope those 60 days are up soon. 30, 60? It's less for these NXT kids, right?
Yeah, I think it might only be 30. So
yeah, I remember because Aleister Black did this thing, and however that worked. Anyways, let's get into the actual week, because every single year, early October, there's a WWE draft where we take superstars, put them on individual shows in a way to like split them up, right? So they can do their own things with their own people, and sort of everything can kind of be very succinct and make a lot of sense. And then like a month and a half later, we just make them fight each other.
Yeah.
And they like to call it Survivor Series. So let's get into this year's edition of Survivor Series. Review. Live from the Barclays Center, I think, in Brooklyn,
New York.
Everybody was walking here. Everybody was walking here.
Yeah. Did you check out the pre-show?
Well, I had to check out the pre-show because the pre-show on this week's or this edition of Survivor Series was actually our Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura taking on our U.S. Champion Damian Priest. Damian Priest, who is still, we talk about his win streak every so often. We talk about how this guy is protected as hell. So you got to watch the match.
Yeah. But, for the last, month or two, he's been doing this, demon character kind of thing where midway through the match, he just starts bugging out, gets these crazy eyes. But, I think that point of the match came when Boogs, he kept playing his guitar at ringside, which was pissing Priest off more and more. So finally, he just went crazy, attacks Boogs, breaks the guitar, and then smashes the guitar over Nakamura to cause the DQ.
Now, these are always weird, right? It's this was a great way to start off Survivor Series for me with a DQ. The nobody wins, nobody loses on the event where, in theory, the people who are winning it, or these people, none of these people should be losing if they're the respective champions. This one is a little confusing for me, just kind of across the board. When you went to see Survivor Series, was it brand to brand?
There was brands, but it wasn't all about that.
Right. So when because you saw, I think the main event definitely would have been that Brock Lesnar Goldberg match for sure.
Yeah. But I think they only had 2 brand versus brand. They didn't do champion versus champion.
They maybe did the 5-on-5 thing.
Yeah, the 5-on-5 had champions in the match. Stuff like that.
Yeah, which to me makes sense.
Yeah.
But this to start off with the DQ this way, especially Damian Priest, who gets way more wins than Shinsuke Nakamura.
It was a weird, not a good ending, but I guess technically that's a point for SmackDown.
1 point. 1 point for Fox. That was the pre-show. Now let's get into the real show, the height of what is probably WWE drama these days. After the most awkward championship exchange ever that has ever happened. Guinness officially named it the most awkward exchange ever. We have our Raw Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, taking on the SmackDown Women's Champion, my queen, your queen, all of our queen, Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, huge match to start off with, and it probably ended up being the best match of the night. At least one of a few, but... yeah, lots of heat going into this one. Heavy hitting. We all know the story here. And they're just beating the hell out of each other, fighting around all around the ringside. Charlotte doing her big moonsault to the floor. And just a lot of rough tumbling going on here.
A lot of stealing each other. A lot of trash talk picked up on the mic too.
Yeah,
I caught one. The quote that I got here was, "Talk your shit, Becky. Talk all your shit."
Yeah, Charlotte was slapping her in the face.
Loved it.
Becky tries to steal the figure 4, and then a bit later, Charlotte steals a disarmer. So, just doing lots of submission there. The crowd's loving it, chanting, "This is awesome." Eventually, Charlotte rolls Becky up from behind, grabs the ropes for the illegal leverage, but the referee catches her, stops the count. And then Becky takes advantage, rolls her up, grabs the rope, but the ref doesn't see it this time, and Becky gets a 3.
This was fantastic. This is this happens all the time, right? With Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. I think of that. Was it the Last Woman Standing? I think it was one of those. It was at that Evolution pay-per-view.
Yeah, they had a great match.
Yeah.
This was another one.
Oh, yeah, just fucking add it to the list, right? Who's your favorite in like if you could just name 2 people in the history of your professional wrestling fandom where you're like, you could just watch those 2 go at it every day. Is it someone like, is it Bayley Sasha? Is it someone like Becky Charlotte? Like, any 2 people who jump to mind for you?
I mean, of those 2 groups, I would rather Bayley Sasha, I think.
But anyone else, like ever? I'm talking ever, Mike.
It's hard to say. I mean, I like Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, guys like that.
Like you could
Undertaker, Mankind.
You could watch those 2 just go at it forever.
Yeah, I'll never get sick of those.
Exactly. No, I was asking. There's no wrong. Of course, there's no wrong answers. There's no wrong answers. I was just asking.
Yeah. Well, one other small thing. It might be nothing at all, but after that heated belt exchange, where apparently Charlotte went off script, I think when Becky was grabbing the rope here, she didn't really grab it that hard, maybe to make Charlotte look weak. I don't know. When she was doing the pin at the end.
Little drama. Do we have an update? Can AC Dirt provide us any contract information when it comes to these 2 superstars?
I don't know. I think they're probably still around for a while.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
I don't know if you saw afterwards. There was a backstage interview with Becky. Real emotional she got. Just kind of talking about, they used to be best friends. Now they can't even stand each other. And I think it was real. She was talking from the heart because it's a great match, but they'll never be the same again.
Okay, now like we've said, the shooties are fast upon us every single week. They actually technically get 1 week closer. And work of the year. Work of the year is a category, of course, won by Lacey Evans infamously that one time. I don't know where would we put the shoot meter on this one? This Becky Charlotte feud. Is it a work? Is this real?
I think a lot of it's real. There's always a little bit of a work, but I think the gist of it is real. That they don't like each other anymore.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. I don't know. I mean, by this time next year, we could get a big in-ring hug. Camera zooms out. You never know. You never know.
I don't know. Apparently, I don't know. Word is Charlotte's just kind of a lone queen bee right now.
She's a lone queen?
I guess so.
Oh.
A queen without a
crown? Court.
I don't know. Anyways, let's move on because we're following up with another big match. We've got the men's traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series match. Team SmackDown, King Woods, Happy Corbin, Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, and Sheamus taking on Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Lashley, and Austin Theory making his big
pay-per-view kind of debut or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. But right as the match starts, Owens, he's arguing with Rollins about who's going to start the match, and Kevin convinces him he's starting the match. They ring the bell, and then right away, Owens just rolls out, walks off, gets the 10 count. He's counted out, eliminated just like that.
Well, because every single year we do get one of this, right? I think last year it was Seth Rollins, height of the Monday Night Messiah, literally sacrificing himself. And he got on his knees, arms out, and just took a pin from someone super quick. So every year we know we're gonna get this. They eliminate themselves. Let's just get the guy with the smallest contract out of the way. We know the rumors. I'm talking AC Dirt daily these days.
Yeah, man. Hot rumors and, easy day at the office for Kevin Owens. So.
I know. He had to get dressed. He had to show up. Hair and makeup.
Yeah. Everybody else has some moments in the match. Balor eliminates Corbin with the coup de grace. Then Woods gets in there against Lashley, but he gets hit with a spear, put in the hurt lock. So Woods is eliminated. And then Drew and Bobby, they just start brawling all around outside the ring, over the barricade. But they go too far, and the ref counts them both out. So another count out.
Yeah, that was a weird one. Yeah. I didn't like that.
Yeah. They just wanted to get two at once.
I mean, it makes sense. Get the two brutes out of there all at one time.
Sheamus hits Balor with a brogue kick to eliminate him. So now we're down to 2-on-2. Sheamus and Jeff working well. Crowd's into them. All these crowds are hot for Jeff these days. I don't know.
Yeah, crowd's been really hot, and he got a lot of moments to shine.
Yeah, but Rollins and Theory on the other side, they've got some history together there. Theory catches Sheamus with a roll-up, gets a 3. So Jeff all alone now. But he hits Theory with a Swanton Bomb, eliminates him, so down to just Hardy and Rollins. They slug it out. Jeff goes for Twist of Fate, goes for the Swanton, but Seth gets the knees up. He blocks it, follows up with the curb stomp. And that gets the 3 count and the victory for Team Raw.
Yeah, there was a lot of fun moments in this. But yeah, just like the elimination style, especially with the 3 countouts, making it kind of evident that you can't go outside the ring and really kind of keeping it contained. WWE always feels great at these like 8 or 10-man tag matches, when a little insanity can ensue. But with this, I don't get the Owens thing. Kind of makes sense for me. I don't get the Lashley McIntyre thing. Yeah, if you're trying to protect both of these guys for being big, strong, beefy men, like why put them in the match then? Because Dominic was in this at one point.
Yeah, Dominic and Ray were both
and Ray, right? And they kind of lost their opportunities. So maybe is it a matter of Drew McIntyre being so big? He's a guy who's on pay-per-views. And it could be just something like that.
Yeah, I think that's it. They just wanted them both on the show, but they didn't want either of them to get pinned, so that was their lazy way. But
yeah. And Rollins
won't be the last time they do it either.
And Rollins has been on a bit of a tear ever since Big E won that WWE title. He won the ladder match. He's kind of had some things with Kevin Owens. It really seems he is our next. He's the next top contender for that over on Raw.
Yeah, definitely, and he's your sole survivor. Once again this year. I think he did it last year, too.
No, last year was when he sacrificed himself, I think.
Oh, it might have been a couple years. They said he did it a few years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So. Another thing, this whole entire pay-per-view was dedicated to The Rock, his 25th anniversary, and I guess also to promote his new film, Red Notice, which they showed a bunch of times. But
Red Notice, on Netflix, starring Gal Gadot and Ryan Reynolds saying something cheeky and not overplayed at all. Check out Red Notice. Just on your fucking couch.
So, and they, in between matches, they would play like all these famous Rock moments, which, I mean, I think was and if you're in the crowd, you might be expecting The Rock's going to show up tonight. They're doing all this hype, so I wouldn't have blamed anyone there who was thinking they might see The Rock.
That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, but anyways, we cut backstage. Roman Reigns goes into Vince McMahon's office, where Vince has this glass case with this nice golden egg, which he tells us is worth $100 million. Cleopatra's egg, which was given to him by The Rock.
How would The Rock have gotten $100 million?
I could see if he had a $100 million net worth if he got rid of everything he owned.
So he spent all the money on the XFL. He lost it.
That's true. Or maybe Vince released everyone so they could afford this egg.
Yeah.
But no, $100 million. I mean, you could have said $10 million, and we maybe would have. $100 million
still would have been cool. Still would have been cool.
But then Roman Reigns is like, hey, $100 million? That's cool. Almost as much as my contract. Gotcha. But let's move on. Like we said, it's The Rock's 25th anniversary. So it's let's have a 25-man battle royal.
Why the hell not? Why the hell not?
I'll tell you why. Because you ask every year, I know you're waiting for it, the red and blue shirts.
Yes.
And this is where you got them.
Thank Christ.
I mean, I honestly wouldn't have been able to tell which brand had a lot of these people.
We didn't get him in the actual match, and it was one of those things where you don't want to jinx it. I'm like, okay, this is good for now.
Yeah,
we're not going to talk about this.
Half of them are. But let's talk about
why couldn't they just wear red or blue outfits, just like red tights.
Some of them have done that.
So, some of them had done that, but I meant all of them. I want all of them.
Well, excuse me. The other half of this match was all about the Pizza Hut and their triple treat box, which I've actually had. It's fantastic.
So wait, what are the 3 treats?
Well, you get 2 pizzas, and then you get like a dessert, a bread, and a wings.
Oh, wow. That sounds
It's a lot of food, yeah.
It's a lot of food.
They fucked up. I could tell they didn't have the pan pizza. You got to get the pan pizza if you're going to get Pizza Hut.
Okay. All good to know.
But yeah, so Street Profits come out. They're handing out pizza. You got the whole 24/7 gaggle in this match, but yeah, the big names, AJ Styles, Omos, Sammy, Cesaro, guys like that. Those are the ones that did stuff. We even got a little classic Otis as R-Truth gives him a pizza slice, and he just munches it down doing his old heavy machinery type faces.
His old, oh yeah.
But yeah, so Omos was the start here, just racking up eliminations. 12 of them he got total. And I also noticed he's got some tattoos under his shirt. I could barely catch a glimpse of.
Okay.
Just some ink, some chest.
Chest ink.
But yeah, Omos eliminating everyone. Eventually, at one point, he accidentally gets AJ because him and Aziz were like doing a tug of war with AJ Styles, just yanking on him. Probably grew a couple inches. But final 3 comes down to Omos, Montez Ford, and Ricochet. But, these little guys, they just can't hang with Omos. Too big. Tosses them both over the top ropes, gets the win. And yeah, that was it. Omos wins.
That was it.
AJ goes.
Kind of like continuing the what we've seen just with how they treat Omos. He just fucking wins.
Yeah, I think they got big plans for him, but they're not. They're protecting him. He's on the show a lot, but they don't want to they're not too overly ambitious in a good way.
Yeah. That's right. But and in terms of battle royals, I find them rarely good.
Yeah, they're usually not. I mean, the Royal Rumble's way better than.
Oh, of course. Well, then it's that's the fanfare of the event, not just like, okay. How about this? I've never been. If it's a planned battle royal, if there's a battle royal and I know it's coming, I'm off. I might, whether it's a casino battle royal, a Royal Rumble type of situation, I'm like, yeah, this is gonna be great. When they throw it on a show and I had no idea it was coming, those are rarely gonna move the needle, as it were.
Yeah. And then it was kind of funny at the very end. Montez just grabs the pizza and starts chucking slices into the crowd, just whipping them. Would you eat a slice?
Pizza is not a throwable food. Famously,
I mean, it's sharp and pointy, triangles.
I mean, but it's soft. What is someone going to get a crust in the eye?
Yeah. Would you eat it if you caught a slice?
It depends on how intact it was. Like if I caught it as if it just kind of like I was just taking it out of the box, with all the pepperoni and like everything else on it, then sure. But if it was like, the pepperoni flew onto the guy beside me, half of the cheese is and I just kind of got like wet dough, I'm not eating wet dough.
No, just drop it on the ground.
Yeah, just drop it on the ground. I was like, what the fuck are you doing, Montez? Got my shirt messy.
Up next, we have the Tag Team Championship match, or champion versus champion. The Usos taking on RK Bro. Just your classic 2-on-2 tag team. Good stuff here. Just good teamwork all around. Riddle hit a nice springboard, floating Bro to the floor. The Usos come in. At one point, they hit like a BTE trigger with super kicks. Not quite the same, but
not quite the same. They tried it though. They tried it.
Yeah. So they nail Riddle with that, but he kicks out. So Jimmy tries to hit Riddle with the Uso splash, but Randy Orton catches him midair with the RKO, and that gets 3.
That gets the 3.
You can never jump. You can never jump around Randy.
Yeah, stop jumping. Stop jumping around Randy Orton. Yeah, this was just a great, one of those lot of talent things. And
it doesn't have the chaos of the 5-on-5. It's just a straight up tag match.
Yeah, the straight up tag is, I think Raw. So Raw winning. So what's our score right now? We are at, I guess, if we count the Battle Royal, we're at 3-1 right now in favor of SmackDown. No, 3-2.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, Raw needs to get those points up there because it's very important that these things happen.
Yes. All right. That's right. We go backstage once again. Vince McMahon in his office now talking to Sonya and Pierce, but he realizes his $100 million egg. It's missing. It's been stolen. So Vince is just like, call the cops and interview everyone. But Vince's acting is not what it used to be.
He used to be good. It's a little mechanical now.
He used to be real good. Yeah, real mechanical, real. You can tell he's like writing the lines, but he's not really. Yeah, he's not into them. I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah. They showed this. It's like a graphic novel promo now for Xia Li, her origin story. Still waiting.
Yeah, didn't they try that? Or it felt very similar to the Tian Sha, those types of the way it was, like did. An animated thing that we watched.
Yeah. Pretty much the same deal. So let's move along to the Women's Survivor Series match. You had Bianca Belair, Carmella, Queen Zelina, Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley on Team Raw. And then SmackDown was Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, Toni Storm, and Natalya. Because she's always there.
Got to be there. Someone's got to anchor 7.5 minutes of the match.
I guess so, but Toni Storm, actually, I thought had a pretty good showing here. Was actually pretty over with the crowd. Picked up a couple eliminations. The first one, she rolled up Carmella. And then, a little bit later, she gets someone else. But, Sasha, Bianca, they square off. Gets the big reaction from the crowd. And Zelina tags in. Sasha hits her with a backstabber. Toni hits her with a Storm Zero. So that eliminates Zelina. Then Liv Morgan jumps in, hits Toni with the Oblivion, so she gets eliminated. And then Shotzi just jumps in, splashes Liv. Sasha tags in, hits another frog splash, so now Liv is eliminated. It's all going at a fast pace here. And then, Rhea Ripley jumps in, but she gets triple teamed, ending with a big knee from Baszler, so she's eliminated. So now it's 4-on-1 against Bianca Belair. But Shotzi and Sasha, they had a great match on SmackDown, and they still can't get along here. They just keep fucking with each other. Shotzi shoves Sasha, yanks her out of the ring. Team SmackDown's all just shoving with each other, and all this commotion keeps Sasha Banks outside of the ring until the count of 10. So another count out, our fourth one in Survivor Series.
Oh wow! Between the two matches, out of the 10 people, 4 of them have been counted out. Almost half. That's almost half.
4. Yeah, and I mean, one person in each match doesn't lose, so that's like 4 out of 8.
4 out of a possible 8 people. Wow, you're right. Yeah, that's not every. Oh no, 9. Because somebody there has to be at least one person who doesn't get eliminated.
That's right. Sasha's gone just like that. Counted out, down to 3-on-1. Belair escapes a sharpshooter from Natalya, and she manages to roll her up in a cradle, so gets her eliminated. 2-on-1. Baszler grabs Belair in the Kirifuda clutch, but Bianca counters, hits a glam slam, and that gets the elimination. So just like that, she's brought it down to 1-on-1. Shotzi versus Bianca. Shotzi grabs her, tries to hit the sliced bread, but Belair just catches her, hoists her up, hits the KOD, gets the win. Big win for Bianca Belair and Team Raw.
Big win.
Soul Survivor.
Yeah, big win for Team Raw, and I think also a big win for non-former women's champions. Like you said, Toni Storm before. Like you said, Liv Morgan coming down to the end. Being Shotzi and Bianca Belair. I think this was great. Or I guess Bianca Belair, but you know what I mean. Like people, these are the fresh faces that are going to be someone in the future. And it's great that Shotzi was shining.
Very happy. Yeah. Very happy with that. And Belair, I mean, this year she's won the Royal Rumble. She's won the WrestleMania main event. She's the sole Survivor Series survivor. It's a hell of a year.
That's one hell of a resume in a 365-day span. Yeah, headlining Mania one night and then sole surviving the next.
Look out, shooties.
You're right. Best female wrestler.
But let's get to this main event of the evening. we've got Universal Champion Roman Reigns taking on WWE Champion Big E. Champ versus champ. Crowd's rooting for Big E. But like I said, they've been teasing The Rock all night, so there was some Rocky chants going on. So some people thinking he's going to show up, I think. But they didn't know he was in Australia filming.
Oh, really? What's he filming?
Apparently.
What's he filming?
I don't know. Some action movie. But either way, we get the big man, just a big brawl fest here. Lots of power moves, back and forth, momentum switching. Just a lot of offense for both men. At one point, Roman hits the rock bottom for a 2 count. So just another tease, more Rocky chants. So, it's going to happen sooner or later.
Is he coming back? Is that happening? I feel like...
maybe not. I hear WrestleMania, not this year, but next year, because it's going to be in, I think, L.A. or
Hollywood. Yeah. Wait, so that means Roman Reigns has to be champion for another year? I'm fine with that.
I hope not.
I'm fine with that. Does Roman Reigns have to be champion for another 2 years? He's getting the Hulk. He's getting the Hulk Hogan treatment because he'd have to go over on The Rock, but he'd have to go over as the champion. That would be that's got to happen.
He could lose it and gain it back before then, just to split it up. I would.
No.
That'd be nice.
Okay.
Okay. Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So he hits that rock bottom. Big E kicks out. And then Big E does that scary suicide spear through the ropes to Reigns. Every time he does it.
It gets you, eh? It gets you?
Because he's just like so much beef just falling down on his head. It's a cool move. It's just scary. But and then back in the ring, Roman, he hits his spear. But Big E kicks out of that. So he has a big comeback, hits the big ending, but Roman is able to just get his hand on the rope to survive the pin. Then outside the ring, he throws Big E into the steel steps and then hits a Superman punch, multiple Superman punches, followed by another spear. And this time that finishes the job, gets him the win. Roman Reigns celebrates, but The Rock does not show up.
The Rock does not. And I'm sure after the show went off air, maybe the crowd, I'm sure the crowd was, they could have been feeling it. They could have been feeling energized. They could have been feeling good. Probably the first time they've seen wrestling in over a year. That's what they're expecting. But yeah, this, fucking beef, like you just said.
Yeah. So, overall, we had some good matches on the show, but, the pay-per-view itself, none of it mattered. Like we said, the brand warfare means less than ever. And for those counting, Raw wins 5-2.
5-2. Wow. But I think the big takeaway, Roman pinning the champ clean in the middle of the ring. That is a clear message as to the man who Roman Reigns is. I think Roman Reigns was on one of the late night people this week. Fallon.
Yeah, I think he asked him. He's like, "You gonna fight The Rock?" And he's like, "We'll see."
So it is happening, is what you're saying.
They've teased it. Yeah, they're teased it. Like I said, WrestleMania 2023.
2023.
Not WrestleMania 2000.
But I think that'll mean The Rock's probably fucking like 54 years old. Do you think he'll still be able to go?
Yeah, and I think it's this far in advance that they can be like, all right, don't schedule any movies for that month.
For that month of prep.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes somebody that is all it is. And now with Survivor Series, it was an okay show. There were some highlights there.
Yeah,
I think that women's match that kicked off the night was definitely the highlight, probably.
Yeah, that was my match of the night. The 2 Survivor Series matches were pretty fun as well, but no real consequences to come out of any of this.
Yeah, no real consequences. So we just start up the very next night. Like nothing happened. Like it was just a fever dream. Like we wake up in violent sweats and just like, okay, it was all a dream. Let's get back into the real action. Of course, we're talking about Monday Night Raw.
Let's get raw. Let's get raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, the big follow. Right. So I guess our next pay-per-view, now that Survivor Series is behind us, our next pay-per-view is this day one. Their January 1st pay-per-view. Day one, year one, something like that.
Day one, yeah. Day one. Of course, we got War Games in December, but it's not a takeover anymore. They're calling it pay-per-view.
They're just calling it pay-per-views.
Just NXT War Games.
Yeah, just.
But, like we said, the next night, Monday Night Raw, the big mystery. We didn't solve it. The egg is still missing.
Now
Vince.
Well, I'm glad, I mean, the show had to start off, like we had said, and I kind of glossed through this on the, when it actually happened on the pay-per-view, or just when you were just mentioning it right now, because we'd always talk about the shooties, the best TV storyline is something that we have to think about. What's been the best story told on television? What's in the cage? Who killed Roman Reigns? Who stole the golden egg?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's clearly important enough that Raw opens tonight. Vince McMahon's sitting there, Sonya Deville, Adam Pearce, and trying to decipher who might have been the one to steal the stolen egg. No leads other than some very blurry surveillance tape.
Yeah, and Vince, he's put out a bounty. Says if anyone on the roster brings him the guilty culprit, they will get a WWE title match tonight. So big reward.
Wow.
Big reward.
I wonder what the if that is the reward, I wonder what the punishment is for stealing the egg.
I don't know. We'll have to see. But we just cut to the locker room and they're just tearing the place apart looking for this egg.
Because we're back. We're still in Brooklyn. It is the next night. We're still here.
Yeah, same arena. Yeah. Could just be tucked under some towels or something. But Truth finds a football. He's like, I got it. Which, yeah, looks kind of like an egg.
Yeah.
But let's get into the wrestling. We had Riddle taking on Dolph Ziggler. But Riddle was dressing like Randy Orton. He had the fake goatee, came out to his entrance, doing the mannerisms, everything.
Yeah, he had the little wraps on his hand.
Yeah, never. Normally he's all naked, but still wrestles like Riddle for the most part, except for the end when he starts to channel the inner Viper and hits a perfectly executed RKO to get the win.
Yeah, to get the win. This was, just a classic Riddle match?
Yeah, it was, so it was solid. And then afterwards, Robert Roode tries to jump him, so Orton steps in and hits him with the Bro Derek as a tribute to Riddle.
Yeah. Ziggler, classic Dolph Ziggler, just selling hard.
Yep. And then Becky Lynch comes out to a big ovation. They're chanting for Becky. She talks about beating Charlotte and says, I'm done with that. Time to turn the page. Who's next? And she just starts yelling at the crowd and talks about Liv Morgan being the number one contender. And, just says, I'm going to beat you because not every underdog has their day.
Not everyone, but I don't know. Day one? It just sounds like a fresh start, a blank slate, a tabula rasa.
Yeah, I mean, Becky herself is the one who said she expects Liv to be a champ, so maybe she wants to put her over.
Watch what you're saying there, big time Bex.
Yeah. Bianca Belair comes out to a big cheer and just talks about being the sole survivor and coming back from 4-1. And Tamina comes out because she's going to fight Belair for some reason. So
because she's there. That's why.
She's there. That's pretty much it. Belair picks her up. KOD. Easy win. But then afterwards, Natalya and Doudrop lay Bianca out. So they appear to have this power trio going on.
Yep. Yeah. Especially the big people. Did we ever see Bianca, KOD, Nia Jax? Did that not happen?
I don't think so.
That would have been the big Andre Hulk moment.
Well, Doudrop.
Tamina.
She can do it to Doudrop.
Hey, there we go. Everyone needs their big Hulk moment.
Yeah. Seth Rollins comes out just to brag about being the sole survivor for the men's team at Survivor Series, and then he's here to have a match against Finn Balor. So they just kind of brawl outside the ring, and this crowd, they were singing Seth Rollins' song all night or all match. I don't know how they even know the words.
I certainly don't know the words for it.
Whoa! Yeah, they were singing it like it was Judas. They knew everything. But, he nails Finn in the head with the steel steps and then hits him with some curb stomps. And then he storms off. This match never actually begins. They just kind of brawl at ringside. But then the big moment, possibly biggest moment of the night, is when Seth, he's going back up the ramp. And then this fan just comes running in, storming down, tackles him hard to the ground. Seth grabs him in a headlock. The ref jumps in and They quickly cut the camera over to Finn Balor, but there's plenty of fan cam footage out there for you to see.
That was crazy. It seems to happen every so often. Hasn't happened at an AEW show yet, knock on wood. Of course, as I say that, it's Friday. It's going to happen tonight on Rampage. And isn't this like the second time this has happened to Seth Rollins?
I think it's like the fourth time.
Jesus Christ. What's wrong with Seth Rollins?
I don't know. Well, the crazy thing is I heard the backstory, and this guy...
Oh, okay. Tell me. I've not heard this, no.
I mean, he's obviously got to be a little mentally ill or something, but he apparently got catfished by this guy pretending to be Seth Rollins, and he like scammed him. And
what? What? That's not.
So I guess he's like, I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him back. That's what he said. That's what's been said.
That's not a real thing.
Whether you choose to believe, I don't know. Either way, this was a scary moment. I mean, he literally got up and hit him. He could have had a knife. He could have had anything.
Oh so. Yeah, it was a full Roman Reigns spear.
Yeah, like he tackled. This was a big guy too. He had a big belly hanging out of his shirt.
Rollins put him into the fucking headlock and.
Yeah, and then you know what's funny? They said this was the same arena where Bret Hart got tackled by the fan at the Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, so, possibly.
Bad luck.
Right. Bad same guy. Bad luck.
Yeah, not the same fan though.
Don't run out, kids. Don't run out and attack.
No.
Shit, you know what? I just remember I said that didn't happen at AEW show. It totally did. MJF and Jericho were doing a promo.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
Someone hopped
but he didn't make contact like this guy.
Yeah, this guy got in a full... And what's going on with security there?
I know. That's the thing, too. It's probably hard to tell. Like, you have to make a split second. You're like, is this part of the show, or should I jump in?
Yeah, I wonder... Yeah, the fucking... the venue security guard isn't being told what's kayfabe and what's not.
Because I remember at WrestleMania when Gronkowski was in the front row, and then Jinder Mahal threw a drink at him.
The ref didn't know.
Or one of the security guards, like this woman runs up and like tries to stop, like tries to grab Gronk when he jumps over the barricade.
Then somebody else ran up behind them, like no.
Yeah, no, he's in it.
He's in the show. He's a part of the show.
So
yeah, it happens.
Wild
I guess
stuff.
It does happen.
Happens in all sports. Fans run on the field, they go crazy. But let's move on. Let's tone it down a bit. We gotta figure out this egg. That fan, maybe he's like $100 million. I gotta get this egg.
Yeah, as soon as he saw there was an egg, he's like, guys, Seth knows where it is.
Yeah. So we go backstage. Sami Zayn tells Vince, I know who has the egg, but he's not here yet. So Vince is like, bring him to me, and you'll get that title shot. So we'll solve that mystery soon.
Okay.
But in the meantime, Street Profits take on AJ Styles and Omos. Yeah, nothing crazy here. Omos tags in, just starts to dominate. So Dawkins pulls out a fire extinguisher, sprays Omos in the face, and he got him good. His mouth was open here and shit. I could just see that white foam just going all over.
Ooh.
But that causes the DQ, though. Can't do that. So, yeah.
I guess that happens.
Yeah. So let's just move on because we've got a championship match. The women's tag team titles on the line. Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley, if you forgot, defending against Queen Zelina and Carmella. Yeah, pretty short match here, but, it was solid for what it was. Carmella, Zelina, they take out Ripley, so Nikki's all alone. Carmella super kicks Nikki. Zelina hits the code red, gets a 3 count. Her and Carmella are the new tag team champs. In less than 5 minutes. God, it feels like... That's so weird, eh? That a championship reign can end in 5 minutes, bell to bell. Yeah. But, I mean, Zelina, her first ever title, so...
That's cool.
Good for her.
And like actual kind of like decisive... Like a decisive heel team... The combo of Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH was weird since day one.
Yeah, Zelina Mella is a way better.
Is a way better thing, but yeah, it's tough to. It really goes to show the way that they kind of treat the belt when, like, it can with no build, and just announced, they'll change the champion, they'll change titles, without nothing. Yeah. Just like, no, we're done with this group. Let's just immediately move it on to these people and then go forward.
Yeah, but the hot streak of Zelina.
Queen
continues.
Zelina. Queen Zelina.
Queen Zelina. Champion Zelina.
Queen
ever since the 9/11 bumping, she's been on streaks.
Ever since that big the big 9/11 bump. Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go backstage. Let's solve this mystery, because Sami Zayn has brought in the guilty culprit as promised, and it's Austin Theory. He's everywhere right now. He's got the egg. He's like, sorry, Vince. I just wanted to take a selfie with it, and I didn't have time, so I stole it. Okay. So Vince is pissed off, but at the same time, he's like, you got balls. I like that. I'm going to drop the charges, and you're getting the title match tonight, not Sami. So, bullshit.
That is bullshit. Also,
Complete bullshit.
We could have done so much with who stole the egg. We could have done so much with it. But now it's like it's over. It's like somebody telling you, where the prize is, right when you get to the maze.
Yeah, pretty much. That's that. Hey,
so. It'd be like, it's like the Nazis who come in after Indiana Jones when he goes in the Last Crusade, when he gets like into the whatever it is, because they just fucking walk across because he's done all the work already.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones had to sit there and he is like, he's about to like Judea, but he's like, but in the Jewish alphabet, Judea starts with an H. And then he like steps on the J and he's like, whoa. Like these guys figured that all out already.
Episode 5 of Squid Game, if you've seen it.
I haven't seen it yet. But
okay.
see,
no
exact
spoilers.
same thing. See it? No, this is a trope.
Without saying anything.
You can't spoil a trope.
Yeah, that's true. But you can spoil a good time with a 24/7 title match. Mm-hmm. So Reggie defends against Cedric. Let's just get to it. Cedric wins the title. The gaggle runs out. Dana Brooke is part of it. She hits a blockbuster and pins Cedric. She's the new champ. I think it's her first ever title. I don't think she's ever won this title before. So, hey, something to add to the mantle.
Yeah, and some people, they win the 24/7 title. Maybe we can have some of these women, just like an all-female gaggle for a month or something.
Well, that's just it, because, she's celebrating. All the men are like, ugh, they don't want to attack her, so... But, I mean, a roll-up's a roll-up. It's not that violent. You can roll up a lady.
You can roll up a lady. We're not going to go full Royal Rumble 2019 on Nia Jax here for a second.
Yeah, that was great.
One of the best. One of the best kind of like ending sequences in the Rumble.
Bobby Lashley takes on the Mysterio family here. Handicap match. So Lashley just beats up Dominic for a while, and Ray just has to watch helplessly. But the Mysterios gain their ground. They hit a double 619. They hit 2 frog splashes. But Bobby Lashley still kicks out of all that. And he just fights back, puts Dominic in the hurt lock, makes him tap out.
Make him tap out, It's, handicap matches. I feel like they never go in the... There's always there's a couple directions they can always go, which always ends with either the heels are small and they lose right away, or the heel is big and he wins.
Yeah. Either way, it doesn't really... I mean, if the one guy wins, it makes the 2 look bad. If the 2 guy wins, well, you only beat 1 guy. So.
Yeah, and then you're kind of like... It's like nobody wins or loses from a handicap match either way, other than the eventual breakup of Damian... Oh, sorry, wow. Let me rephrase that. Dominic and Ray.
Yep. But let's go on to Damian Priest coming out to issue an open challenge for his United States Championship. Then Apollo Crews, he tries to answer it, but Sami Zayn comes out and says, no way, I got screwed out of 1 title match tonight already, so this one's mine. And thankfully we get that. Damian Priest versus Sami. Sami, he hits that Blue Thunder Bomb for a 2 count. He hits a top rope sunset flip, another big near fall. So Sami looking pretty good here, getting lots of moves in. But then he goes too far. He pisses off Priest, who does those crazy eyes. And that just unleashes the inner Damian inside. hits the reckoning, gets the win.
Hits reckoning, gets the win. A little Damien Omen thing, this new little.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a new character. It's got some guy liner. Other than Apollo Crews coming out in the first place. Sami Zayn. I would love to see Sami Zayn not do the, everyone's wrong, I'm right kind of thing that he just always does. Babyface Sami.
Yeah. Well, hopefully his contract's going to run up and he's going to be a whole new man.
El Generico is coming back, baby.
I don't know. I think he'll just be Sammy something.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know.
I think Generico's dead. Generico died in a fire saving orphans many years ago.
Is that how they?
That's what Sammy says. WWE's never acknowledged.
Oh, okay, true.
But something like that, yeah. Or he went to go build an orphanage. I don't know, something.
Gotcha.
But let's go. We got a main event match. A lot of title matches on this Monday Night Raw. Way more than on the pay-per-view the night before. So Big E defends WWE title against Austin Theory. Seth Rollins hanging out at ringside. But then Kevin Owens comes out as well. So lots of distractions here for Big E. Theory hits this, I don't even know what it was, like a figure four neck breaker. I don't know what it was. It was a pretty cool move. Gets him a 2 count. Rollins and Owens start arguing outside the ring. Big E gets a hold of Theory, hits the big ending, gets the win, retains the title.
Retains over a pretty good in a pretty good showing for Austin Theory. Yeah, like you said, first pay-per-view the night before, main eventing Raw the next night. Those are signs of an upward trajectory.
Yeah. I mean, Vince was in a segment with him personally. So
in a segment. That's a good point. Never thought about that.
Yeah. And that was your Raw, your fallout to Survivor Series.
Yeah, the egg stuff was weird. But we got some new women's tag champions, and we got to see Sami Zayn wrestle. So sometimes, you just gotta find the good in the evil.
Yeah, you gotta crack a few eggs.
Great way to end off. Probably the first half of the show. Should we take a break?
Yeah, let's take a breaky.
Take a break. We're going to come back with all of our Dynamite action and NXT 2.0. So you're going to want to stick around.
Let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Yeah, let's shoot. Brother. Yeah.
Back here with part 2 of the podcast, folks. Thank you for sticking it out through the break. With Survivor Series far behind us, I'm glad we can focus on main roster, non-branded stuff,
Yeah.
But let's take a whole step away from the main roster in general, because, like you said, we got a pay-per-view coming up just on the other roster. They're just calling it War Games these days. We know it's coming up in a few weekends. So let's get into some NXT 2.0.
NXT, what does it mean? I don't know, but it's some good wrestling. So NXT, watch and see. Let it tap out a count out of 1, 2, 3.
Let's do it. Kick off the show with Grayson Waller taking on Tommaso Ciampa. And Waller, he does all right. Hangs in there with the champ for a pretty good while. And more Rock references. At one point, he tried to do the people's elbow. But
they're really selling this Rock thing.
Yeah, this whole week. But Waller keeps it competitive, gets a couple near falls. Ciampa hits an air raid crash off the top rope. And then, at one point, Waller, he does like this, it's like the Vince Carter. He does a slam dunk through his legs, elbow drop.
He does a dunk elbow drop. That's got to be a new one.
Kind of fun, but you can't quite compete with the champ here. Tommaso Ciampa hits the final beat and the fairy tale ending to get the win. But great fight put up by Waller. Best I've seen of him yet. He won me over here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's just a match for any of these young guns going up against Tommaso Ciampa. He's one of the best in the business. Has been for years, and it's great for the future of NXT.
Yeah. Speaking of the future, one of our bright young stars here, Cameron Grimes. I mean, I guess he's been around since.
It feels like
for a while
he's one of the older ones. I feel
he is, but I feel like his future is still so much to come. Like he's barely scratched the surface of what we can do.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But he comes out. He's not looking too happy because we can all see His beard and hair are noticeably a little bit trimmed after that scumbag Duke Hudson, his shameless attack the week before. So, Grimy. He starts talking about his growing up, and you could tell he was channeling some real emotions. He had tears running down his cheeks.
Real tears,
his
people.
face.
Real tears.
Real tears. Yeah, he was cutting this impassioned promo, and yeah, I was brought up. I was told I wasn't good enough, and I showed them I hold it down. And the crowd starts chanting for him, and he says, I made it. I struck it rich, but I kept my hair and beard this way to remind myself of humble beginnings. And he tells Duke Hudson to get out of here because I'm done talking. But then Hudson appears on the screen at a barber shop, says he's not coming out. So Grimes says, you're gutless and nutless, and it challenges him to a good old hair versus hair match at War Games. And Hudson accepts.
And hair versus hair. Oh, that's a bold choice to make as the man with the more hair in the situation. That's like that's almost as bold as, remember, was it it was Kane and Stone Cold in a First Blood match.
Yeah.
That's a ballsy choice, considering that you're going a guy who just has a portion of his arm exposed.
Yeah, his one hand, pretty much.
And then the other guy, where you yourself just have kind of trunks and knee pads. I love the confidence in Grimy, and hopefully the match. This is kind of if this is the Duke Hudson opportunity to shine, right? So let's see it.
I mean, yeah, but I don't want him to win. I don't want Grimy to lose that hair.
Oh, I want Grimy to win, but there's dignity in loss.
Yeah, he can have a great showing, and like we said, his hair is only a couple inches long. He can grow it back in a few weeks.
Exactly, you can grow that just like that. Look at he split.
Then we had this vignette for this new character, this rich blonde spoiled girl. Tiffany Stratton. She's talking about Tiffany's epiphanies, just kind of, she's playing tennis. She's like, my daddy only buys me the best cars and things like that. And I don't know, real Paris Hilton type kind of thing going on.
Yeah. Well, I guess
I like it though. I'm excited.
I don't know. Some of the broadness of these new NXT 2.0 characters, they're maybe a little too broad for me sometimes. But sure,
we'll have to
let
see.
her premiere. We'll see what happens.
I just want like a Legally Blonde type character, and she starts off like this, but then she wins us over with her heart of gold. And
right. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I've got probably way more plans than they do for this person. But Tiffany Stratton, keep an eye out.
Keep an eye out, folks.
But before that, we got tag team action. Indy Hartwell, Persia Pirotta taking on Team KC. But Indy is just distracted the whole match, still thinking about her husband Dexter, who, I don't even think he was hurt that bad, but he got hurt last week. He got beat up. But anyway, she's too distracted. She's letting her partner, Persia, down, so Persia just tags in. Indy gets slammed down. Caden climbs up to the top turnbuckle, and then Lacey climbs on top of Caden's shoulders, and then Caden launches Lacey off. So this huge super splash, and that gets him the 3 count.
Yeah, for Team KC.
Yeah, cool move.
As you've kind of named them.
I'm
now.
the only one that's ever said that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Indy Hartwell there said Dex Loomis will be out for a month.
His foot or
something like that. Because to me it makes sense. You would think Dexter Lumis would be a guy to kind of take NXT 2.0 forward. His character is perfectly broad, and no one else is doing it. So you're kind of like, okay, you're a thing. You are a thing. Injury could be probably legit. Hopefully he comes back sooner rather than later.
Yeah, he's going to miss out on War Games, so there's that.
Feels like Indy Hartwell has kind of got lost in this NXT 2.0 shuffle, especially with the especially with the status of, the way, Candice LeRae, of course, she's probably on mat leave now, Johnny Gargano. We don't know if he'll be here much longer.
I heard that he signed a 1-week contract extension just to fulfill his War Games match.
Oh, like he signed the old Adam Cole deal.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
So he's coming to AEW for sure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Sweet.
I think he's finishing up. He's gonna do the job. He's gonna let someone pin him, and That's it.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Is that War Games isn't this weekend though? It's the weekend.
No.
It's just that normal
5th.
Tuesday, right? I think.
Is it? I think it's a Sunday. I think it's on a Sunday.
Oh, okay. Okay, I could be wrong.
Yeah, but let me quit. Yeah, December 5th.
Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense. We're all cleared up.
Cleared. Where were we? Santos Escobar finally back here in NXT, taking on Malik Blade. And Escobar, was his hair always this long, or was it just tied up before? But either way, looking.
I think it was tied up like in the back before, in one of those kind of like fashionable tie-ups.
Yeah, like a samurai bun.
Yeah, there you go.
But looking different here, looking cool, long hair. But match wasn't that long. Escobar just makes short work here, hits the Phantom Driver, gets the win. Afterwards, Legato, they cut a promo, but Kyle O'Reilly and Von Wagner interrupt, followed by the tag champs Imperium, and they say, we'll defend the tag titles against the winner of you two teams at War Games.
At War Games! This Von Wagner guy, we saw him, he was on SmackDown or Raw a couple weeks back as like a one-time bodyguard or something. God, he's a weird-looking dude.
Yep. Weird, but he's big.
Yeah, he's a weird, big-looking guy. He looks like he's big-boned. You know where somebody says, like, you're fat, and there's like, I'm not fat, I'm big-boned. He looks like he's in very good shape. He is big-boned.
Yeah, I get it. All right. After that, Mandy Rose takes on the young rookie Cora Jade. And Mandy's just kind of bullying her all over the ring. But then Cora has a little comeback until Mandy regains control. But then Kaylee Ray comes out, just swinging this bat all over the place, smashing shit up at ringside. Distracts Mandy. And this allows Cora Jade to roll her up for the 3 count. Huge upset.
That was surprising, to say the least.
Yeah, biggest win of her career. Maybe one of the even only wins of her career.
Possibly, yeah. Certainly, kind of in a non-dark match. I guess you can have your champion lose a 4-minute match because, Mandy Rose, being a veteran can kind of, still be good in spite of a loss. I don't know. It's a weird play.
Yeah, weird. I guess that helps Cora Jade if they're going to follow up with anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's move on to some more women's action. We got Ivy Nile of the Diamond Mine taking on Yulisa Leon, who you may never see again.
Probably not.
So, yeah, Ivy just dominates, showboating her strength. She's doing push-ups. She's doing sit-ups. And then she locks in this cool variant of a dragon sleeper to get the dominant victory.
Yeah, another one of these classic quick NXT matches.
Yeah. But I like Ivy so far. She's got a cool thing going on.
Okay.
Looks tough. Looks badass.
Tough.
Grizzled Young Vets take on Briggs and Jensen. And Briggs and Jensen, I guess, kind of playing the baby faces here. And they hit some big moves, fire up the crowd, get the win. Continue their climb up the tag division.
Weren't they already kind of at the top of the tag division this summer against MSK? Oh, yeah, MSK got pulled over by the cops for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't really.
Okay,
yeah,
I forgot about that, too.
Nothing important there. But let's go to the main event. We've got a triple threat match for the North American title. Carmelo Hayes defending against Pete Dunne and Johnny Gargano in his second last match ever, maybe. 2
of the, the biggest NXT superstars of all time, one could argue.
Yeah. So this was a good match. It's fast-paced, lots of action. Johnny, the crowd favorite here, but Pete Dunne getting some good support as well. Mm-hmm. He ends up hitting Johnny with the bitter end, makes the cover, but then Tony D'Angelo runs out, yanks him off. What the hell's going on here? So he slams Dunne into the steps. He's causing chaos. Back in the ring, Carmelo hits a big top rope axe kick to Johnny. And that gets him to 3, retain his title.
To retain? This might have been his first title defense, actually.
Might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a big brawl afterwards. Ciampa comes out with a chair, along with LA Knight, who has seemingly aligned himself with the baby faces all of a sudden.
Okay.
I don't know. And then Braun Breaker comes out beside the heels, and he just yells, "War Games!" So that's that.
A big siren starts going off, like a fucking nuclear bomb's about to drop. No, because Mike, you're not. You're looking at you're not looking at baby faces and heels. This doesn't matter who you align with. This is old school versus new school. Is it not? Is this not the four NXT superstars to lead us into the glory years, with four in their twilights? That's how I see this playing out, right? As soon as I saw this happen, these young guys, these young kids are going over. Braun Breaker's going over. He's making this pin.
Yeah,
there's no way.
I think I just think instead of LA Knight, maybe have Kyle O'Reilly on there, just because.
Okay, yeah, that could have made more sense.
Undisputed Era has been a part of every War Games match until this point.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly could have made that like specific to
link.
Him, right? But
just because he's been around, LA Knight's not quite old school enough. NXT for me to call him old school.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. But
either way, we know our matches. They're happening. I think was it last week Io Shirai just yelled War Games, so that was how they booked the women's.
That's how they booked the women's one.
William Regal doesn't exist.
William Regal, does he have a job still? Because he has not been released when they release people, they don't include.
No, I don't think they'd release him. I think he's just part of 2.0. There is no on-screen authority figure.
Yeah, that's a good
at least
point.
for now.
That's a good point. And that was all of 2.0. It was a great show. Let's move to the next day. And another brand, because like you said, it is Thanksgiving Eve, of course. So what better way to grab some gobble, get some get the pumpkin pie, discuss politics, and watch some All Elite Wrestling Dynamite.
AEW, All Elite, they coming for you, Vince. Better watch out. It's too sweet.
Right before that,
sure.
Just want to mention two quick things from the Rampage on the Friday. One of those TBS title quarterfinal matches.
Yes. Okay. We are still about a month. Oh God, still over a month away from that tournament culminating.
Yeah. So Jade Cargill defeated Red Velvet to advance to the semifinals. So no big surprise. Remains undefeated in AEW.
Wow.
And has a pretty good chance of winning this whole thing, maybe.
She could.
Just want to keep this push going.
Yeah, she could.
And then the other thing from Rampage, this one got me mad. Darby Allin versus Billy Gunn. Did you watch that match?
I did.
So right near the end, Darby hits a code red and then a coffin drop. Covers Billy, but Billy kicks out at 1. Out of a coffin drop. I don't know what that
made you mad. Well, and they've been talking about this on they talk about this on AEW all the time. How this Gunn family has like their not their consecutive streak, but their like overall record is huge.
Yeah, on Dark, but no, I mean even a guy like fucking Cody Rhodes isn't kicking out at 1. He at least gets 2.
No, I agree. Could be it's a weird thing. It's a weird.
It got me hot. Yeah, it got me hot, but he hit another one and won the match. But either way, it was very weird. I mean, Billy Gunn, of all people, he's it's not Malachi Black kicking out.
Yeah, the Gunn Club is 9-0 in 2021.
Yeah, no, I think their record is something crazy, like 30-2.
Billy Gunn's record is 44-7. That's pretty good.
Yeah, for a guy who's like 50 something.
Yeah, Penta has 3 times more losses than Billy.
Wow. That's crazy. But let's get into Dynamite. As you said, the nice big Turkey Day special. We're back in Chicago. I feel like we've been here like 5 times.
We go to Chicago every 3 weeks. And why don't they go to the West Coast? Is this a thing? They made it.
Yeah, Tony's still talking. He's like, yes, soon. I'm coming to the West Coast. I'm coming to Canada.
But like, why? I don't even think about Canada. I understand there could be like travel restrictions or whatever, but even just like the West Coast United States, is it a thing? Like, why we went to Texas kind of once, I think. I don't think we've ever been to like a Colorado or a Los Angeles. Yeah, you feel like I feel like there's tons of other places they can go.
Definitely. But back in Chicago tonight.
Whatever.
Home of CM Punk, who comes out to start the show to a huge hero's welcome here. But right away, MJF comes out. So, bunch of asshole chants. And, then they just get into it. MJF talks about Punk. You know, you took your ball. You went home like a little bitch. And the pipe bomb, that was your best moment. And every single moment I have is the best moment. Just a bunch of good lines. Never knew a straight edge man could look so much like a meth addict. And then, I'm about to verbally finish you quicker than your UFC career, and
I think MJF had a good one where he said, You're not the guy you're not the wrestler you once were. You might as well come out here saying hustle, loyalty, respect.
that got a huge.
Yeah, there was like 6 of them. I think he said something about Triple H also. I don't know.
Yeah, the King of Kings, and then CM Punk. CM Punk was like, "Yeah, you're just a less famous Miz." So, just tons of whoa, back and forth.
Yeah,
it was great. And then Punk's like, "Yeah, you know what? You're kind of right. I didn't know if people would still care and if I still had it. But I was selling out MSG while you were marking out for Rosie O'Donnell." And, just more of these, just this whole promo. One of the best promos of the year. Both men just going back and forth. Crowd was hot for every single thing.
The shooties.
He says, "You're too busy. You're talking about being the most powerful of the 4 pillars. You don't even realize you've been replaced by Britt Baker." So, the only way you'll be number one is if you wait around long enough for Tony to have a daughter that you're going to marry.
That was another good one. That was another good one.
Line I can't even remember. I'm not even telling half of them. But anyways, we close it all out. CM Punk says, "Last time I was here, I gave everyone ice cream bars. But this time, all I want to do is punch you in your needle dick right now." And MJF rolls out of the ring to avoid getting punched.
Yeah, because this is an eventual money match. This is eventual gold.
This is huge match, and I think this is the match where Punk takes his first loss.
Could be. I mean, we thought it might have happened in that Eddie Kingston match, but...
I thought there was a chance, but I think it even more for this.
Wow, okay.
Because, MJF, especially in singles matches, he just doesn't lose.
He doesn't, and, he is one of those 4 pillars. CM Punk is not one of the 4 pillars, as much as, as important as he is to the company. He's not that guy.
He's in a different,
He's in a different category.
He's a leg of a chair, but he's not the leg of the table.
Okay, there we go. Oh, okay, not bad.
Yeah, the chair, you got Bryan, Punk, Jericho, Christian. There's 4.
Yeah.
There's another 4.
Okay.
Anyways, just an excellent. That was 21 minutes of the show, uncut, that opening promo. And I wouldn't complain. It was perfect. It was great.
It was that was a lot of time devoted to 2 of the best talkers in the game.
Yeah. And CM Punk wasn't done. He stays out because he's got a match, unfortunately, against QT Marshall. Mm-hmm. But, he's got all those other factory jabronis out there just fucking with Punk. So thankfully, referee Paul Turner ejects them. And Chicago crowd just super hot, loving everything Punk does. And QT hangs in there for a pretty good while, but eventually Punk puts him away with the GTS to get the win.
My biggest takeaway from this match, I don't know if you heard what JR commentary was, really putting over the fact that CM Punk is undefeated.
Yeah.
That was
what
my
is he up to now? Like 7-0, 8-0?
Yeah, maybe 7-0, 8-0, something like that. But I wonder if part of the narrative, that old man Punk has lost a step.
Yeah. I mean, MJF Punk, that's going to happen, but how long are they going to wait? I don't know.
I think at one point during tonight's show, they did promote a Winter is Coming. We're going back to that event, of course, the event where Kenny Omega won the AEW Championship last year, the Sting premiere. We are having that event sometime early December, probably 2, maybe 3 weeks away.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
That should be a lot of fun. It was a big show last year, so yeah. I think they also announced a special Saturday night event for January 8th, the Battle of the Belts on TBS.
Okay, I must have missed that one.
Yeah, Battle of the Belts. I think it's because they couldn't say Clash of the Champions, so it's the same. Oh. Yeah, but maybe that'll be where they culminate the TBS title tournament.
Yeah, that could be it. That sounds right.
Then we go backstage because we got Team Taz sitting at a table with Dante Martin and Lio Rush, and Taz trying to convince Dante to sign with him and his team. And Leo's just like, nah, we don't want this. Let's get out of here. But then Dante grabs the pen and he signs the contract.
What?
Dante? What's going on?
No.
This was a swerve. And he's all in. I mean, Hook hands him a Dorito. He eats it and jumps over the table, walks off with Team Taz. So that was unexpected.
That was.
Hey.
Too bad.
Hey, the kid's young. He's got a lot of career ahead of him.
He can make the decision for himself. Who are we to bash his decision?
Yeah, but this was a rare, just kind of, a big swerve.
Big swerve. Yeah.
Jamie Hayter takes on Thunder Rosa in the TBS quarterfinal match, TBS title. Crowd fully behind Rosa, but Jamie Hayter, she had a little bit of, I heard a couple cheers for her, a couple chants. So, yeah, good match here. Rosa gains control, so Rebel jumps in, distracts the ref, and then Britt Baker jumps in, but Rosa counters all of them and counters Hayter, is able to roll her up and get the 3. So Thunder Rosa advances to the semifinals.
No, I
Jade Cargill.
Yeah, I was about to say I haven't taken a look at the the rest of the bracket to sort of see how it plays out. Have you seen it lately? What does it look like is going to happen?
Well, yeah, I just know Jade Cargill versus Rosa here, and then what on the other side? It's Statlander and who else? Ruby.
Yeah, that's okay. That's the next match. So yeah, maybe a Cargill Statlander Cargill. Because like you said, she's 11-0 or whatever she is, undefeated here in AEW. She's been on a warpath.
Yeah, Cargill Statlander. I think that'd be a cool finals. I want Statlander to win, but I feel like Cargill could go all the way. They've just been booking her so strong. Who knows?
Yeah.
But afterwards, Jamie Hayter, she's pissed. She shoves Baker, walks off. So could be some tension.
Britt Baker should have been there to help. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, she fucked her over. Then we go to Bryan Danielson taking on Colt Cabana, another Chicago native here. And this is number 2 on his quest to dismantle the Dark Order one by one. So, I mean, just Bryan doing what he's done best here. And All Elite Wrestling, just a master of the wrestling craft. Yeah. Cabana no slouch himself. He can hang there.
He's been around as long as Danielson has been.
Exactly. Probably a lot of the same places. Hits a big moonsault for a 2 count, but then Bryan just grabs a hold of him, starts stomping away on his head, traps his arm, and then he just flexes before he applies the label lock to get the quick tap out. And Bryan continues to hold on after the bell. So just more heelish stuff from him. And afterwards, he stands up and points at the mat to what appears to be a piece of Cabana's tooth. Got knocked out.
It looks
Kicked
like
his fucking tooth out.
Hooked his fucking tooth out. God, heel Danielson is the best.
Yeah,
isn't he?
He's awesome, and he wasn't done here. He picks up a microphone, says, last time I was in Chicago, I got a much different reaction. What happened? Is it me? Is it you? I have one word to describe that. And that's fickle.
Oh,
which, another
everyone
WWE.
Popped so hard when he said that. What a weird word to pop on.
The planet's champion, Daniel Bryan quote right there. That was awesome. And then he invites Dark Order to Atlanta, or they're in Atlanta next week. So he says, a couple of you are from there. Come fight me. And he says, I'm going to fight all of you until I get my way to Hangman Page, who comes out right on cue. And Hangman says, hey, man, how about we fight for the title right here, right now? And Bryan's just like, oh, yeah, right. After I just wrestled a match, you're going to challenge me? That's not cowboy shit. That's coward shit. So Hangman's like, okay, I'll give you the first shot. So Bryan smacks him in the face. Hangman hits back, goes for a buckshot lariat, but Bryan avoids it, runs off.
Yeah, this is the perfect first feud for Adam Page. You know, our first clear babyface world champion. And the eventual match we get is going to be awesome, right? Bryan Danielson will just put over the fucking star of the company.
5-star match.
5-star match.
I could even see Bryan sneaking away with the title.
Well, so here's like my thought is like when we see Daniel Bryan this week and the week before and what he's been doing for since he's gotten to AEW. It's really a question of how long can you resist before you have to put the title on him. Like, how long do you actually not? You know, does that make sense? Is what I'm saying making sense?
Yeah, exactly. And I also think
how long can Tony Khan resist?
And AEW hasn't had that like short title reign surprise change yet.
Yeah, I think Cody's second TNT reign was like 3 weeks or something, like short. But you're right. I mean, imagine that though. Like that's the big. I can't think of bigger heat than a surprise win over the biggest babyface.
He could, he could steal the title and lose it back at Revolution in February.
Like that's so much fun. Yeah, lose it right back to Hangman. But like that's so much heat. That is, that would be.
And it's, I think that'd be awesome.
I don't know. Well, yeah, so they have their Winners Coming show, and they have their New Year's Smash show, which is end of December. They kind of do those little special shows as they go, and then Revolution probably February. So there is a timeline of bigger events.
Yeah, we'll see.
And of course, the move to TBS. Our move to TBS, that's going to be a big show probably that day, whatever day that is.
Yeah. And like I said, that Battle of the Belts, so no shortage of
stuff to happen,
But let's conclude this episode of Dynamite with the main event. What do we have? 8-man tag here. Malachi Black, Andrade, and FTR taking on Lucha Brothers, Pac, and Cody, who once again continues to just be showered with booze.
He's still coming on that babyface side, though.
Well, he comes out in the middle. He comes up through the floor.
Oh, I guess so. He comes through the middle. He's fucking yin and yang right there.
Yeah, but I think he leaves through the babyface side when he's one. But 8 men, lots of talent in the ring here. They're all getting their moments to shine. At one point, Cody takes off his belt and throws it into the crowd, and someone catches it. The crowd starts chanting, "Throw it back!" And then they do. They whip this thing and it nails Aubrey. Poor Aubrey just standing there.
Oh, well, you have to throw that thing back. That's like catching a fucking walk-off, when at home or something, when you're on the road or whatever.
Yeah, so that got a big pop, though.
A lot of big pops. Just this week's episode of Dynamite had a lot of, just big pops that the crowd got to all experience together.
Yeah. I mean, even when Andrade, he just picks up the belt and throws it underneath the ring so no one can get it.
That got a big pop.
They were like, woo! But then later, Cody asked for his belt back, and someone gave it to him again, and that got boos when he put the belt back on. Funny little stuff. Cody has just become such a... He's the John Cena. He's the Roman Reigns of 2015.
Yep.
Guy everyone wants to boo.
He's turning into.
Yeah. But rest of the match, everything was solid here. Cody comes in for the hot tag, tries to super kick Andrade, but he ducks. Cody nails his partner, Pac, but Pac recovers in time, takes out Andrade. He looks for the Black Arrow, but instead he gets hit by the Black Mist from Malachi Black, which allows Andrade to hit the Hammerlock DDT and get the pinfall for his team.
And for the big win for him. Now, I don't know if you noticed this. At some point, Andrade took his pants off.
Yeah, and he was just kind of wrestling.
So he
trunks.
started the match in the white pants that he's kind of been wearing since he's come over to AEW, and he finished the match in trunks with knee pads and a full. And I couldn't, for the life of me, find where it happened.
Yeah, I didn't notice when it happened. It was just tearaway pants that he just wished off.
Well, I noticed at the very end. when I just noticed at the very end, like, wait, what happened to his pants?
Yeah, no, I did not catch either the moment that the pants were gone.
It was a bizarre. I wonder, were they ripped? Did they, like, what happened? Did something happen to the pants? They had to take them off. Does every wrestler have backups going on underneath? Because I think for me, Andrade doesn't. He's never worn trunks.
Not that I can recall.
And so it was just, when you see something, I'm like, huh? It was like Matt Riddle the other day. I'm like, huh? What's going on?
From the missing egg to the missing pants.
Yeah, that was the last thing, and what a great episode! This was a great episode of Dynamite, just a great episode of weekly television, and this was another great episode of the Shoot Brothers podcast. That's all the wrestling action for the whole week. So we might as well crown our final champion, and of course, because we both have a wrestler of the week.
It's the wrestler of the week. Wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week, of the week, of the week. The wrestler of the week.
Mike, I'm going over to you.
I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, some hot stuff this week, in and out of the ring, or sometimes even in the ring, but not wrestling, on the microphone. And that's where I'm going. These two men, 21 minutes to open the show, like we said, and just some of the best promo work of the year. But you have to pick one, so I'm going to lean towards Mr. Maxwell Jacob Friedman for the win.
MJF, a man who is who's been wrestler of the week before, and he will be wrestler of the week again.
Oh yeah,
that's for sure. For my wrestler of the week, I'm sticking with the in-ring action. I think I'm going over to Survivor Series, and for me, the whole package between the match and the impassioned promo that followed. Becky Lynch, big time Bex. Yeah, that was great. Like you said, I could be getting worked into some kind of Charlotte and Becky are actually mad at each other. So I'm excited for the seeds to be planted, and excited to see if something might happen.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it's like 90% real.
I don't know until we get that in-ring hug with the big camera zoom out. Until that moment happens. I don't know if that moment ever happens. I'm calling you up right away and letting you know.
Yeah. Well, hopefully. I mean, they're on separate shows, so they should not bother each other for a long time.
Probably shouldn't bother each other for a long time. Thank God. That's all the time we have for the episode this week. Thanks for listening, folks. Rate, review, like, subscribe. The show is everywhere. And we have, this little kind of lull right now. No TLC. We have this day one thing to build to. War Games next week. So real looking forward to that. And just as the wrestling world keeps moving.
That's right. The year is winding down, so Shooty's coming up. But still, plenty of chances. I mean, everything's up for grabs until the very last day.
Until December. Hey, December 29th, New Year's Smash. That will also count. Ironically, day one will not count because that's how the rules go. Thanks for listening, everybody. And Mike, you take care of yourself.
See you later, Navigator.